Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the book that he's read this week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Girl with Ice in Her Veins by author Karin Smirnoff, and helpfully tells us on the front of the book that Lisbeth Salander, the girl with the dragon tattoo, is back. This is a continuation, which also tells us on the front of the book, of Stieg Larsson's Millennium series. Stieg Larsson wrote the initial trilogy, unfortunately passed away, but the baton was taken up by David Lagerkrantz, who wrote 3 books in the series, and the last, this one and the previous one were taken up by author Karin Smirnoff. Now, the Smirnoff's first attempt, the 7th book in the series, was called The Girl in the Eagle's Talons, which I reviewed here on the channel. And I thought she did a good job. It's difficult when you're taking on somebody else's series to keep the feel of the book the same. And I thought she'd done a good job. So when I saw this one, I thought, well, last one, good job. Let's have a look at this one. I think the only thing I would say before I give a review of what's happening in the book is that if you pick this up as a one-off, if you haven't read any of the previous series, you may find it difficult because there are lots of references in this book to both characters that have appeared before, but also events that have happened before. And, I've read all the books in the Millennium series, and even I, at times, was thinking, hang on, who's this person? What have they done before? So if you've never read the series before, you're going to be thinking, hold on a minute, what's going on here? There's nothing actually wrong with the writing. The writing's well done. The characterization of Salander and her buddy Mikael Blomkvist is spot on. Nothing actually wrong with that, but if you don't know the background, it's going to be hellish difficult. So it's worth mentioning, as I have a little whinge there, that at the start of the book there is a breakdown of all the characters, and there's a list of the characters and who they are and what they are to the series, if you will. So there is that, and if you're a new reader, obviously you'd have to refer back to that. So minor moan over, what's it all about? Well, I guess the other thing to have a minor moan about is that whilst this is a continuation of the adventures of hacker Lisbeth Salander and investigative journalist Mikael Blomkvist, there's a lot in this book about Salander's niece, Svala. So there's probably more Svala than Lisbeth. So if you're expecting more Lisbeth, you may find that a bit of a downer. But nevertheless, good story. Right, what's it all about? I hear you say, cut the waffle cliff. All right, here we go. Well, the book is based in a small town in the north of Sweden, called Gasskas. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Yes, the book starts with spring returning to Gasskas, but all is not well. The area is deep in, it's an area of outstanding beauty. It's got lots of natural resources, and the book starts with Svala, Lisbeth Salander's niece, working at the local paper, getting some work experience. Now she's 13 when the book starts and celebrates her 14th birthday during the course of it. So she's young, but she's taken under the wing of a journalist called Esther Södergran. And Esther, helps Svala with getting pieces ready for the paper. But Esther is also a bit of an eco-warrior, and she's really, really worried about the fact that there's a disused mine for a start. It's called the pit, they call it. There's lots of slurry and lots of remnants of former mining that they know that some industrialists are looking to reopen. Not only that, they're going to think they're talking about a new mine. And the trouble is that there's lots of related chaos that goes with that. There's, how that sort of mining and the rubbish from that mining gets distributed, but it means building new roads and basically upsetting the whole ecosystem. So Esther is part of a protest group, and she takes Svala along with her, and Svala is interested in these things. It resonates with her. So that's how the story starts, but then takes a turn for the worse when Esther is found murdered, and unless we get into a whirlwind of dodgy politicians, municipal officers that aren't perhaps as white as the driven snow. We have industrialists that are hovering around, and it looks like, somebody wants to keep some people quiet. To add to the fun, Blomkvist has taken a job in Gasskas. Now he's moving up north to be the editor of the local paper, and as an investigative journalist, clearly, he's going to want an interest. He's got an interest in things going on there. When the book kicks off, we have Salander still down in Stockholm, who's looking for a former hacker buddy. He says, forgetting his name, which is not exactly handy. Plague is a hacker buddy. She's always trusted him before. In the Hacker Republic site, he'd always been helpful, but he seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. You can't find him, and she's wondering what on earth has happened to him. So she's worried about that. And it transpires that all the nonsense going on up north needs to be resolved. One of the villains from previous books is operating out of a disused sanatorium up in Gasskas, and it's been discovered that he's got a list of people that he's not very happy with. One of them's Svala, and obviously another one's Lisbeth Salander. So thus the tale unfolds, with Lisbeth going up to join Blomkvist. We have a couple of police officers that they know, one of which Lisbeth has had a relationship with. So we see the Lisbeth Mikael relationship and how that works, and Mikael's got some health issues as well. So lots going on. We're trying to find Plague. Is this all related? Well, yeah, could be, couldn't it? So that's it for the brief book. It's 379 pages. It's a good read. It's true to the initial, the original Salander-Blomkvist relationship. So I think that bit's been done well. Fair play to Karin Smirnoff. But as I said, my one concern would be if you pick this up as a one-off, never read the Millennium series before, then you'd wonder what on earth was going on, because there is a lot of references to stuff that's gone on before and people that have been in the series before. And, I don't want to give too much away on her in the plot, but clearly some of the people involved in this book, so the good guys and the bad guys, will no doubt be in future books. So a good contribution to the series, definitely worth a read. So I think that's it for this week's Brief Book Review. 10/10, till we do it again. Bye.